A former police officer gunned down and the search is on for the killer. Almost time to ring the election bell as the House prepares to dissolve. The government makes history as officials tore millions of dollars in capital projects on Grand Bahama.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening. I'm Sabrina Brown. Thank you for joining us. The window to register for the upcoming general election is quickly closing as Prime Minister the Right Honorable Perry Christie announced late last evening in a press statement that he intends to dissolve the House of Assembly in 1 week's time on Tuesday, April 11th, and to cause writs of election to be issued the same day, bringing to an end all parliamentary business. This means that the voter register for the 2017 general election will close on Monday, April 10th. For the benefit of all those who would like to vote in the upcoming general election but have not yet registered, the Prime Minister advised that Monday, April 10th will be the last day to register to vote in the approaching general election. The nation's leader encourages all Bahamians to play their part in our democracy by registering to vote if they have not already done so, and to do so without further delay. The final sitting of the House of Assembly is Monday, April 10th. With only 1 week left to register for the 2017 general election, the numbers on Grand Bahama continue to climb. To date, over 27,000 people are on the voter register, and parliamentary officials expect that number to reach the 30,000 mark over the next week. Tonight, the Assistant Parliamentary Commissioner explains what the dissolution of Parliament means for that department.
We're now advising all and sundry that effective the 10th of April, midnight, will be the last opportunity for anyone who wished to participate in the 2017 election to register.
Assistant Parliamentary Commissioner Reno Smith making that announcement Monday morning, following a release issued by the Office of the Prime Minister on the dissolution of the current Parliament on Sunday. Parliament will be dissolved on Tuesday, April 11th, and writs of election will be issued that same day.
Once that is done, then this office will go full gear in cleaning up the register, making sure everybody is on the register. We will work until everybody who's registered that night is in the system. And so we're looking at long, late hours for our staff, but they're prepared for it, and we will do it.
Smith is urging eligible Bahamians who have not yet registered to vote to do so immediately. You can register with a valid Bahamian passport or the 2012 voter's card. Smith says affidavits will only be accepted if they are properly registered. He's appealing to persons who have not yet collected their voters' cards to do so as soon as possible to ensure that the information is correct.
We are advising persons to come in, to collect your cards urgently, and to vet them, proof them. We understand that human error did play a part in some instances, so we want you to come in now, collect your cards, check them to make sure you are in the correct constituency or polling division, and that your address is properly recorded. Failure to do this will create problems for you on election day. Your vote could be challenged, and as a result of your vote being challenged, you would have to vote on a protest ballot, and everybody wants his or her vote to count.
For the first time in the history of the nation's second city, our government has invested over $100 million in capital works on Grand Bahama. On Friday, heads of government departments and the media were taken on a tour of East Grand Bahama, where multiple projects are taking shape. Shishina Rule was there.
The delegation of senior officials were taken east to see firsthand the multiple projects taking place in that area. Many were impressed, particularly with the potable water project that is already having a positive impact in the community.
We come into East Grand Bahama and you see the water project. When you speak about it verbally, you don't really get an understanding of the magnitude of the project and the amount of pipes that are going to be laid to bring in the supply. From there, we brought everyone to see the new potential site for the harbor company and the new port, which is another $200 to $250 million investment. We go from that area, we come into the McLeanstown area. You see the new subdivision with the new 40 lots and the park and resurfacing of the roads.
Darville says he is proud of the work taking place throughout Grand Bahama.
More employment opportunities will be created. Unfortunately, it's not happening before the end of our term, but all of the foundational work has already been laid, and these projects are live, they're ongoing.
The delegates also viewed the new McLeanstown subdivision, where lots have already been surveyed. According to engineer Darius Williams and subdivision developer of Waugh Construction Godfrey Waugh, 40 residential lots as well as commercial lots are available.
At this time, we've already started the road work. One of these roads were already in, but it has been widened. And as you see, we can drive on this one as it is.
We've cut the loop road and we've cleared it, ripped the roads, and on the main entrance road, we have ripped it and got the sub-base compacted.
The minister notes that this is the first time in the history of Grand Bahama a government has invested $104 million in capital works on the island, but he admits that nothing happens overnight.
A lot of this work is pure blood, sweat, and tears, because in a tight economy, it's very difficult to find resources. And sometimes you must be patient for the opportunity. But the Prime Minister was very supportive to what we were doing on the island, and he made it a point for the residents of Grand Bahama. Every time I articulate something around the table, he tried to work to ensure that resources would come for us to get these projects.
The delegation was then brought here to Deepwater Key for some light lunch entertainment, and they heard firsthand from one of the owners on the way forward.
The efforts in working with government and past administrations, the current ones, for the last few years, and we're so thankful for where this all is headed. I want to share one thing, and as an American, I'm very honored to be here with everyone, and it's turned into a labor of love. And I predict really good things for this East End, for this economy, and the sustainability of not only this business, but the communities that we help support.
The minister for Grand Bahama says the government is looking forward to completing all of these projects on schedule, within budget, and for the benefit of all Grand Bahamians. Shashina Roll, ZNS Network News.
Police in Grand Bahama are investigating a shooting incident that has left a female dead over the weekend, pushing the murder count to 4 on the island for the year. Kimberly Mullings reports.
When ZNS News arrived on the scene Saturday night, police had already cordoned off West Sadler's Way and Oak Street with caution tape. Police were out in full force, including off-duty officers. As word is spread about the fatal shooting, relatives and friends of the reported victim began arriving on the scene. Reports are that on Saturday, April 1st, 2017, shortly after 9 p.m., police were called to a business establishment on Oak Street in response to reports of gunshots being heard nearby. Assistant Commissioner of Police, Emmerich Seymour.
The initial investigation suggested to the police that 2 individuals were standing up in front of a business establishment there when they were approached by 2 persons wielding firearms who reportedly opened fire on them, and of course hitting one of the individuals fatally, wounding them, and she reportedly succumbed to the scene. Both of the victims were female.
ACP Seymour added that the other female was not harmed but was in communication with officers. He noted that police had immediately started an extensive investigation into the incident but were unable to give details at that time as their initial findings were still fluid.
A young life has been snuffed away. We don't know why. We don't know the reason for it. But as the chief law enforcement officer, and of course surrounded by my officers here, we intend to get to the bottom of it.
However, ZNS News has since learned that the victim is 23-year-old Teresa Jessica Thompson Grant. Grant, a former police officer and mother of two, reportedly resigned from the force recently and later became a reservist. Seymour is urging anyone with information that can assist police with resolving this incident to come forward.
Any time a crime or any act of criminality is perpetrated in this Commonwealth of Bahamas, persons other than the victim and the assailant knows what happened. And so we're appealing to those persons to come forward with us, let us know what happened here, and of course, so we can bring some resolution to this matter.
Shortly after midnight, officials from a local funeral home were seen removing the victim's body from the scene and transporting it to the Rand Memorial Hospital. Kimberly Mullings, ZNS Network News.
Police are appealing to anyone with any information about this latest homicide to contact them at telephone numbers 350-310-7-12, 919-911, or call your nearest police station. Stay with us, there's more news after this.